There's a lot you might not know. To get free information about savings, visit our website or call this number.
I know what to do now.
It was the middle of the afternoon and a bright, sunny day. My son Kevin was riding his bicycle. She had been working all night and most of the previous day. She nodded off just long enough to veer off the road. He was very bright, just a very typical boy, and I loved him very much.
Features. These things come equipped, not stripped like some of the other brands. So let's start with the front here. It comes with a nice bumper guard. It comes with a winch front and back.
Yes, sir.
It has lights here. It has lights here. It has a light on top. It's well lit. It has 14-inch tires, front and back. It's a water-cooled 800cc V-twin with Delphi ignition system, fuel injectors, and computer controls. The seats adjust up and back. The doors close like a Cadillac. Of course, it has tops. It has windshields. It has a dump bed like we see in the back.
A dump bed, man.
And of course it shows a trailer hitch. We're going to be thousands less and twice as much equipment.
You get what you're paying for, Glenn, basically.
Well, you're getting more than you're paying for here. It has disc brakes all the way around. So it's a fine unit, like everybody come down, show them to you. We've got 2 doors, should be here this week. So come down and let's have a little display.
All right, Glenn. I tell you what, it is a fine-looking machine, and that looks really great. It really does. Tailgate on the dump bed. Looks really great. Sure does. All right. We're just kind of walking around, getting some little bit of film on all the features.
We'll show them how the dump bed goes back down.
Yeah.
It has a hydraulic dump system. Electric over hydraulic dump bed.
Man, I tell you what, it's a nice looking machine. If I knew, if I was into that kind of thing, that'd be what I'd be looking for.
Well, our customers, they either fish.
I agree with you.
They either fish or hunt.
That's right. There you go.
That's probably the biggest percentile of it.
I agree 100%, man. That's a nice looking machine. Sure is. All right, folks. Remember that now. Get by Reynolds Racing and Marine. Check this 4-wheeler out, and I guess it's a utility vehicle.
It's a side-by-side utility. Yes,
it's a side-by-side utility vehicle, and man, it is nice. And get by here and check this thing out, and let Glenn know what you think about it. All right, folks. Brad's got a smallmouth on here, and me and him and Bill up here fishing, and we're going to try to fish these walleye here in a little bit. We snuck around here and got a smallmouth bite.
Sure.
All right, Brad. Looking good. Yeah, buddy. Okay.
Nice little fella. He's a mean one.
Yeah, he's mean, ain't he? All right. Yes, sir. Looking good, Brad. Yeah, boy. All right. Good job. All right, got my old buddy Bill back here behind me.
Oh, son, fishing for him.
Fishing for him, Bill said.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes, sir. I'll show you what we're after right here. Oh yeah, right there it is. Yes, sir. Just getting a little bit sunset, and that thing's supposed to show the craters on the moon. Oh, there they are coming in. I'm zooming on it. Yeah. All right, boy, I didn't know I was that nervous.
That thing that old Steve is looking at right there. That's what turns these fish on this time of year.
Yeah, buddy, Bill. You got that right. Bugs are out, folks. Mosquitoes are flying around our hats and everything else. So remember the sponsors. One followed it
I
up.
had you, didn't I, Brad?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna cut the camera off, and we're gonna kind of wait till these minnows get to popping around on the surface here, and then we're gonna try to walleye fish a little bit. So we just testing these smallmouth right now. All right, gentlemen, let's get after it, folks. Remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. Hey, folks, I'm here in front of the Rome Street Grill. They're one of the new sponsors of the show, and just wanted to give you a little peek of their hours of operation and the front of the business here. So come on down here to the Rome Street Grill, right here in Harriman, 812 Rome Street, and you know, check this place out. I'm hearing word, you know, I worked with some guys that ate here 3 or 4 times a week, and it was some of the best home cooking they said they'd ever had. So come by here. I want to thank them for being a sponsor of the Let's Go Fishing show, and check them out. You know, check the food out and see what they got there, and they got specials every day for lunch, and they got specials for the weekend. So get by down here at the Rome Street Grill in Harriman, and give those folks a try on their food there, and see how you like it. And remember the Let's Go Fishing show. Hey folks, I'm down here on Watch Bar. Just put the boat in. Caught this little fish here at the launch ramp. Hadn't got to check out much here lately. Remember the sponsors, folks, and we'll see if we can't get some film for the show tonight. And I want to say thanks to all the sponsors. So we'll see how we do here today. Remember, let's go fishing. All right, folks. Pretty nice little bass right there. We'll get him back in the water and see if we can get another. Got another little small bass there, folks. Catching a bunch of these little old bass. I hadn't got a good one yet, but I'm still working on it. Folks, I've got a big fish on here now this time. I don't know. I'm gonna try to film and land him too. If I can just. All right, I got him in, folks. That's a good 5-pound fish right there. I mean, that's a dandy. So I'll get him back in around here, and I hope we got a good picture of that fish. Me trying to hold the fish and work the camera too, but anyway, that's that one of them nice ones I've been looking for, so we'll keep after him. Folks, I'm right here around two fishermen, and he's got a big fish on. We don't know what it is yet, but now we're going to find out here in a second. I hope it's coming good.
I got a big drum out of here.
Uh-huh. These guys are kind of fishing for shell crackers and got some baits out on the bottom. They're getting anything and everything. Oh yeah, there's them catfish you looking for. There you go. All right. What's your name, sir?
James Wall.
James Walton?
Wall.
James Wall. What's your buddy's name there?
Carl Wall.
Carl Wall. All right.
We're from Oak Ridge.
From Oak Ridge. Well, at Channel 12, 8 o'clock on Thursday nights, you can watch the fishing show. if you've got cable. Be glad for you to be watching the show. All right. Gentlemen, I appreciate it, and that's a nice catfish. All right. Good luck to you. All right, man. All right, folks, there's another small bass. We're catching several of those. Sure are. All right, back in the water. There's another good fish. Yep. Got a boy. Got him on camera. Hold still, buddy. I'll get in here and get you loose. There's another good fish, folks. Dandy. All right, back in the water. Got another little small bass there, folks. I don't know, it makes... I've got several that I didn't film, and they just, you know, they're getting right. They're getting right. All right, back in the water, bud. Another little small bass, folks. Catching plenty of those. Plenty of those. All right, back in the water, bud. All right, folks, there's another one of them small bass, about 14 inches long. They're on about anything you want to throw right now, so we've caught a couple of good ones and a bunch of these small fish. That's a good sign. There's another one of them small fish, folks, a couple of casts later. So we're just going to keep catching them, hopefully. Might get another big one here in a minute. Folks, I caught that 12-inch fish right there off that little old stick up, throwed right back in there and got that fish there. It weighed better than 4 pounds. Nice fish, pretty fish. And yeah, so I'm gonna turn her loose and kind of wore herself out, but she's gone now. All right, that's what I mean. You never know. You catch a little fish and throw right back. If I can get that little old stick up in focus right there. Don't know whether I can or not. Sun's kind of blocking my view. See if I can zoom in on it there. I mean, that thing's not in 2 foot of water. But that's just a little example of what can happen. There it is. Right there it is. Now right there, like I said, I caught that in about 12 inches long, throwed right back and got that 4.5 pounds. So you never know. All right, let's see if we can get another. Folks, there's another small fish, and I'm gonna turn him loose and throw right back on that stick up, see if I can get a big one. So just stand by just a minute. All right, folks, next cast, right there on the same stick up. Got one just a little bit bigger. I'm gonna throw back in there again, see if I can get a big one. All right, thank you, Herschel. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. My guest tonight is Travis Lemons, and Travis is the tournament director for the second annual Roane County Bass Tournament to benefit St. Jude's Research Hospital. Travis, glad to have you over here, man.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate
yes, sir,
you.
buddy.
Thank you for having us on tonight.
You're more than welcome. Definitely a worthy cause. And anyway, I'm going to say a few quick hellos, and then we're going to go back to Travis here, and he's got a good story to tell us, and so I'm going to get to him pretty quick. But I do want to say hello to a few people, especially my dad. Hello, Dad. Don't worry, Mike's at work. You're safe. I want to say hello to Polly and Bill and Gay up there in Clinton, and also Barbara and Joe Lockett. I know they're loyal watchers of the show, and I wanted to mention them tonight and say hello to them and that kind of thing. Right quick, Travis, while you got to watch that fishing film there that we've showing, I wanted to mention those two gentlemen that I filmed there today, James Wall and Carl Wall, which is his son. Them was the two guys that I slipped up on. I idled up to them, and they had 4 or 5 reeling rods out, and they was catching bluegill, shell crackers, bass, and catfish, and a drum every now and then.
Just everything.
Just everything.
Yeah,
they was having them all. And I just backed off out there and said, hey, if you don't care, I'm going to film you. So I appreciate those two gentlemen. They caught quite a few fish there and had some nice shell crackers. And I don't know how many. The one catfish I seen them catch was a nice blue cat, looked like. So I wanted to thank those two gentlemen for letting me film them and all that kind of stuff. But right quick, folks, I have caught a lot of little bass today. I'll give you a little fishing tip. The fishing on Watts Bar, the small fish and occasionally a good fish are they're kind of off the beds now. They're kind of a little bit hungry, and I caught fish on. Let's see, I was throwing a Cinco, pitching a brush hog. Pitching a jig. So I even threw a 4-inch worm, caught a couple of small fish on that on a shaky head, and caught some on top water. So and crankbait. I caught 3 or 4, I don't know, 5 fish on a little old crankbait. So they're biting.
They're biting on about anything.
On about anything. Yeah, that's exactly right. And Travis, a lot of the fish I caught, I don't know that I got a bite over 4 or 5 foot deep if it's that deep. Most of them was 0 to 3 feet.
That's usually when I'm best, when they're shallow most of the time.
Yeah. So I wanted to pass all that along to the viewers, and before we got into this tournament business that you're going to handle here in the next few days, and let everybody know about that. So pretty much that's the fishing report for me. What I done today, I didn't have any fishing film at all to show, and I've been working pretty heavy this past week, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to, and by the way, I want to say hello to my wife. She says, you always say hello to everybody but me.
Probably a good thing you said that. That's always a safe bet.
Yeah. Oh, so I figured I better say hello to her tonight, too. But anyway, those fish are hungry, and red worm. Those guys were using red worms down there today, catching the catfish and the shell crackers. Night crawlers, a little pinch of night crawlers on the hook. So, folks, if you're, it's just going to get better every day.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Absolutely.
Get better every day.
Absolutely.
The fish are going to get more and more of them are going to come off the bed. I did see a couple of places, some small bass fry. Kind of looks like little bitty raindrops on the water there in places. So things are happening, and the fishing's going
picking up.
Business going to pick up. Exactly right. So anyway, that's the gist of the fishing report that I've got for the bass fishermen. And I did hear a friend of mine, he had 13 big crappie day before yesterday, and he didn't get them in no treetop. He's doing a little something different. So the crappie, he fished in treetops and never got a bite, and he got out there in a little deeper water and got him 13 nice crappie. So if you're not catching them in there shallow, you might want to get a little deeper. So anyway, that's pretty much the fishing report till we get some call-ins, and I'm going to let Travis tell us about this big tournament he's got going on here on the 23rd of this month.
Well, Steve, last year in February, as a lot of people know out there, a lot of people don't know, I'm a member of the Roane County St. Jude Events Committee, and commissioned by Greg Hill of Rockwood. Last year in February, I brainstormed putting on a bass fishing tournament to add another event to our committee's chapter. This year was the 16th annual Roane County Invitational Golf Tournament by our committee. That's obviously our crown jewel event of our committee. And we also have a motorcycle ride. And so this will be the second year for the fishing tournament. Like I said, last year brainstormed this idea in February just to try to add another event to our resume for our committee, and just to try to promote St. Jude's Hospital and try to bring more money to the hospital as possible, you know, as much as possible. Our committee generates probably, I would guess on the average, somewhere around $60,000 to $70,000 a year to St. Jude Children's Hospital from a small county. Now we have folks from outside of Roane County that come and participate in our events, and it's truly amazing, all the people that show up to the golf tournament and that showed up last year at the fishing tournament, and that have been showing up at the motorcycle ride that we have outside of Roane County, that really helped make our county committee look really good and really strong. And it's just a huge reward when you hand that size of a check to St. Jude's, and you know that your efforts inside that committee was part of that. So anyway, the fishing tournament last year, we were truly blessed to have 74 boats in year one, which was an amazing count. We were told if we had 50 boats that it would be a big turnout, and like I said, 74 boats in year one, and that was pretty special.
Yeah.
Thought the tournament went really well. The tournament was won by Guy Daniels and his partner John Robbins last year, and we had a big fish prize winner last year of two brothers, Eddie Raby and Teddy Raby of Oliver Springs, and so that was good to see those guys get that. And we've upped the prizes this year for the second annual. We're going to pay $3,000 guaranteed prize to first place, and we will pay big fish prize for big fish largemouth as well as big fish smallmouth, and those are each $500 a piece this year.
Man, that's I'll just tell you, that's the second biggest. You know, they had a big tournament down there a few weeks back, the $10,000. But there's no doubt this is the second biggest tournament payout that's been on the lake this year. That's scheduled to be on the lake this year.
Well, we, you know, there's nowhere to go but up, and to go up, sometimes you have to up the ante. And we've upped the ante a little bit this year on the prize money, and we're hoping to have, you know, from the feedback that I've received and everybody that helps us receive from last year, we're hoping to have over 100 boats this year. You know, may not get that, but we really feel like we can, and we hope so. And that's kind of what we're basing the payout through the field, through the top 20 on this year, is the minimum of 100 boat entries, outside of the guaranteed first place prize and the big fish prizes.
Right. Well, I thought I had my application here. I was going to give it to you tonight, but I undoubtedly, okay, I'll find it somewhere. It's in this junk here somewhere. I'll find it. You know, man, it sounds great, and it's, you know, you not only get to compete, and folks, these bass tournaments are like anything else. If it's table tennis or ping pong or whatever, you're competitive, and it's so, you know, that's the whole key to it, the adrenaline rush, and then after that's over with, the good money goes to a worthy cause.
Yes, sir, it does. It does. It really does. You know, it's we've got a pretty good prize payout through the top 20 for the winners, and you know, through 20th place this year. And we want guys to be competitive, and obviously we put that prize money out there for somebody to win it.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, Steve, we want people to realize what this tournament is about.
Yeah. There you go.
It's about the kids of St. Jude's.
Yes.
And here's the way I look at it. you want to be competitive and you want to compete for that prize, but you want to remember the ultimate goal here, to raise as much money for the kids of the St. Jude's Hospital as possible.
Yeah.
And so, having said that, we've got a lot of guys that are fishing this tournament have told me, well, we don't care what your entry fee is, or we don't care how much you're paying or what you're doing it for an amazing cause, so we're coming to support it.
There you go.
And then, of course, you've got those that want to only show up and support it because of the prize money, and that's perfectly fine. That's why we put it out there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's about the kids of St. Jude's.
I agree.
And
there you go.
And I told the committee last year when I started this that it was going to be one time each year. Not doing a series of trails for this. We're not doing a number of tournaments. We're doing one tournament. It'll be a bass fishing tournament once a year. We're not trying to compete with any tournament trails, any club organizations. We try to schedule it on a weekend on Watts Bar where there's no other big tournaments on Watts Bar that weekend.
Right.
Now, sometimes you'll have a conflicting schedule with another tournament trail, and that might be on another lake, or like, for instance, this year it turns out that there is a Heartlander the same day going out of the dam. Hopefully that doesn't affect us. It could, but hopefully not. And for that scheduling conflict, I apologize. But for us and everybody and the major tournaments going out of our area on Watts Bar, this was our best date.
Agreed.
By the time we picked a date and went to set it, the other schedules had already came out. So we done the date. Saturday, May the 23rd, a week from this Saturday, will be the tournament going out of Kingston City Park here on Watts Bar Lake. We're going to have the park will be ours. We'll have the option of the gravel pits ramp right beside it. We'll have the option of the 58 landing ramp in front of Brentwood there in Kingston on Highway 58 headed south out of town. And there will also be the option of using Ladd Landing Ramp where we had our tournament last year. Now, for those that put in at Ladd Landing Ramp, you can come in by boat to the park that morning and get out and register, or check in if you've already pre-registered and receive your blast-off ticket and have your live wells checked at the bank.
Right.
For those putting in at the city park, at the gravel pits, and at 58 Landing, their live wells will be checked as they're dumped in the water at the ramp. I've had a lot of questions about parking issues since we're doing it at the city park. Obviously, the city park will only handle 21 truck and trailers legally parked correctly.
Right.
If we can fill up the gravel pits, that totals 60 truck and trailers, counting the park. So what we have done is been granted permission by the Roane County High School there in Kingston to use their parking lot for overflow parking. So what we're going to do now, if you want to park close and not at Ladd Landing, and you get there and the park or the pits is full, back your boat in, dump your guy in the water, your teammate. You can shoot across the road over to the high school parking lot. We're going to have golf cart shuttles running that morning and that afternoon, shuttling the guys back and forth from the high school parking lot so they don't have to walk, getting them back and forth across the road. And that'll speed the process up a little.
Yeah.
We'll shuttle them from their truck to the ramp that morning, and when they come in that afternoon, take them to their truck so they can get over there and get their boats loaded up if they're parked in the overflow parking. So I think that'll be a big help. Parking should not be an issue this year. So for those worried about that, we've got it took care of.
That sounds good. Let me iterate something here right quick. We have had a James Jenkins Memorial Tournament for the last 15 or 18 years, I think, and it's always been on Memorial Day weekend. But I'm telling the people, I've talked to the brothers of James Jenkins, and they all felt like the feeling with the group was, and he was my uncle, and we felt like that anybody that wanted, and we had the ramp tied up at Ladd Landing for that tournament, the 23rd, but we're telling everybody we won't have a James Jenkins tournament. We're trying to get you to go to the Fish to St. Jude's tournament, and in other words, donate to that rather than us fooling with a tournament, and we felt like James would want it that way anyway.
Well, Steve, we really appreciate that. That's
so there's no conflict with that.
Heartfelt thank you to you and those guys for that. We really appreciate it.
Well, that's just the feeling we've got, and
that goes back to the conflicting schedules when you try to do this. And there's always so many people doing so many things like this. It's hard not to step on anyone's toes when it comes to scheduling these tournaments or having your toes stepped on at the same time. So, in my opinion, and this is only the second year we've done this, but it's hard to get with every single tournament director out here that does these bass tournaments and these trails and try to come up with schedules, because a lot of these guys do these trails with a series of tournaments, and you have to pick and choose, and they bounce around lakes, and then you've got the guys doing the one or two single foundation or memorial tournaments, you know, and it's just really hard to hit a date where nobody else is having anything.
You can't do it.
And it's you're right.
It can't be done.
It's just impossible.
No,
so,
this time of year, there's 4 nights a week, and on Saturday and Sunday, you can't dodge everybody. There's no way you can do it. You've got a good date, and stick with it, man. I'm all for it.
Well, we really appreciate it, you know, and like I said, this is our second annual, year 2, and by no means are we a perfect tournament. You know, there's some things we done last year that I realized myself that day as they were happening, as the afternoon went on. Things we needed to do different for this year as far as getting these people in, getting them out, you know, getting everybody going home. These guys been on the lake all day long, standing on those boats out in the hot sun. They don't want to stand around 2 or 3, 4 hours around the weigh-in scales and watch this and watch that. Now, we did give away a lot of great door prizes last year to the competitors. We had a lot of competitors come to me and come to our other committees members and say, man, this tournament's awesome. We love this. We're coming back next year and we're bringing friends, but we only received our entry fee back, but we got a $100 ducket rod for a prize, or we've got this or that to go, or we didn't even get our money back, but we received a really nice door prize. Man, we don't ever get that at a, you know. So our committee is big on trying to give back to everybody, if possible, for giving to us to give to the kids of St. Jude's.
Right.
So we give away a lot of door prizes at all 3 of our functions, and we're going to continue to do that. Last year we spent quite a bit of time that afternoon giving the door prizes out. This year we're going to do that differently. At 12 o'clock that afternoon, I will have a kid draw the names for the door prizes. You can have your entire family send the whole county if you folks would like to watch this and make sure it's legit, but there will be a child draw the prizes, the door prizes out, and we will tag the competitors' names. We will randomly go down a list of prizes, and we will tag the competitors' names until we run out of door prizes, and everybody can watch it. I'm not going to have a thing to do with it. That way it's fair, and everybody knows it's fair. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when these competitors come in, all they got to do is worry about weighing their fish and then going to the tent to see if they've got a door prize. That'll speed that process up, you know, drastically. And we're going to feed these guys. Last year we fed everybody after the tournament. You know, we cooked and fed everybody hot dogs and chips, and we had drinks there. A lot of the guys like that. A lot of the people hanging out watching, the wives, the girlfriends, the kids, the families, they loved that as well. So this year we're planning on feeding everybody again, and just hope to make it a great afternoon. Got a lot of things going on that day. We've got our committee is selling raffle tickets this year on a Polaris Razor, a brand new Polaris Razor. The Polaris Razor will be on site that day at the city park for viewing, as well as the ticket sales. All proceeds for the Razor on the raffle will go directly to St. Jude's Hospital. We will draw a winner at our motorcycle ride at Smoky Mountain Harley-Davidson on October the 17th at roughly 2 o'clock that afternoon. We will draw a winner for the Razor. So that's one of the things we'll have. You do not have to participate in the fishing tournament to come and see this Razor, folks, and buy tickets on it. We've got some other things we'll be doing that day, raffling. You do not have to participate in the tournament that day to buy the raffle tickets on the items or the events we're doing. This is open. Donations are greatly appreciated for the hospital. Was in the fishing show back in February, or January, I'm sorry, up in Knoxville, that is put on by some local folks here, a couple marine dealerships, Bunch Marine, one of them, the big sponsor of ours, and just from people coming by and saying St. Jude's is an amazing function, and we donate to that. We took about $125 or $30 just in tips and donations from the fishing show, just for people dropping money off to give to St. Jude's.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you don't have to participate in the tournament, folks, to come out and buy the tickets on this Razor to have a chance to win this nice ride or other items we're going to be having that day as well. So, you want to see some great fish weighed in that afternoon. Come out, hang out, bring your chairs, folks, sit around, get ready to watch a weigh-in. We've got Texas Roadhouse is a big sponsor this year.
I'm going to ask you that. How did that turn out? You had that Tuesday night?
They dined to donate for us on Tuesday night, which was a couple nights ago on the 12th, and it went absolutely amazing for year one.
Mm-hmm.
We promoted this as hard as we could through Facebook and through Twitter and through Instagram with other committee members, through the Bass Tournament site, through my site on Facebook. We posted it, advertised it. Texas Roadhouse advertised it. And I'm supposed to find out tomorrow how much they were able to raise for us through this Dine to Donate night. But speaking with the lady in promotions that I've been dealing with at the Roadhouse, it went really well. They were busier on a Tuesday night than they have been in a long time. That was good. And folks, I'll just tell you, Roane County made a huge showing Tuesday night in the big city of Knoxville. Roane County made an amazing showing and supported St. Jude's Hospital. And we are very fortunate, Steve, to have the people in this county that we do. And it has showed up. I've seen it not only in our St. Jude's functions, tournaments, but a Kevin Grant golf tournament that took place at Rockwood for a local guy in Rockwood, friends with some of the committee members.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin's a gentleman that's fighting, an undeserved and unwanted illness right now. And the tournament that they turned out, in about 2 months' time span, they brainstormed and put on for him was amazing. They just had a golf tournament the other day at Oak Ridge Country Club for the baby of Ryan and Allie Ladd. That tournament was absolutely unreal. And those were people from everywhere, not just Roane County, but a major showing in all of those from Roane County residents. And it's absolutely amazing what Roane County people step up and do. And then you add the help from everybody else outside of our county that supports these functions.
Yeah.
It's really an impressive thing, and it's an honor to be a part of it.
Man, I tell you what, it just shows you what kind of people we got here, not just in Roane County,
Absolutely.
but in this state.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
There's no doubt about it, Travis. It's we're the volunteer state, and we volunteer our help, our time, our money, and support in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And,
absolutely.
I really appreciate you coming over here and telling us what you got going on. And the bass tournament is just a tool to use for the purpose.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Even at that, you sound like to me you've got you learned from last year, and you're going to learn again this year.
Oh yes,
there'll be things that come up this year that didn't happen last year, and because I know I've been fishing these tournaments all my life, and it's always gotten better and progressed and learned, and you're doing a great job, and I'm just thrilled to be involved in it and get to participate.
Yeah. Well, like you said, we've learned some things from last year, and we're working this year, and already seen a few things this year as we're preparing for this year's second annual that we need to do different. By no means are we perfect, and I don't know of anybody that is, Steve, just to be other than one person.
That's exactly
good Lord
right.
above.
That's right.
And all we can do is just try our best, and most all of the people in our committee, not very many of them at all, are very familiar with bass fishing and putting on a bass fishing tournament. I had never put one on in my life until last year, and I got some really, really good comments and praise for some really good veteran guys that fished, and it really made me feel good. But at the same time, I knew that I still had some things to correct, and we've got things to do better. And we're obviously year two. We're learning. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep trying to do our best and try to put on a great event each year because I'm not going to stop until this is, I told everybody last year when I started this, I've got some goals in mind. Number one is to obviously raise as much money for St. Jude's Hospital as possible. Number two is to get this tournament to a point that somebody realizes what we're doing and says, hey, man, this is unbelievable what you guys are doing. You're only in year 3 or 4 or 5. We'd like to give you a fully rigged bass boat to give away as your grand prize.
Oh man, I hear you.
That's where I'd like to go.
Yeah, hey, there's
Then
nothing wrong with that.
we can work on the rest of the field deeper in the field pay, and we can work on more money towards St. Jude's because we don't have to worry about that first place prize.
I agree. Yeah, there you go.
And number 3, that's St. Jude's is just something I've took to heart as part of this committee, and it's just something I want to do.
Well,
and not going to stop until it's my ultimate goal here, other than those 2 I've just said, is to someday, for when these guys sit down at the fall or the first of the year and they're planning out their fishing schedule, where they're going, what tournaments, what dates. The first weekend in May is always what? What's the big tournament around here the first weekend of May every year? It's 27 years this year.
Let's see. The Tim Irwin tournament.
Food City Tim Irwin Bass Tournament, absolutely. And what an amazing job he's done. 27 years, the Boys and Girls Club of East Tennessee Valley. It's absolutely amazing.
Right.
And that's where I would like to go. That's our motto. That's my motto of consistency, is to be at that Irwin Food City Bass Tournament status in years to come, with the Roane County Bass Tournament benefiting St. Jude's Hospital.
Man, there ain't nothing wrong with that kind of ambition.
And we're not going to stop until we get there.
Hey, the only thing holding you back is just that it's going to take you 23 years.
Well, I'll just tell you, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Irwin, but I'd love to meet him, and I hear he's a great man, and I'd love to get some tips and pointers from him. But if we can ever get just halfway to where he's at, then we'll be on our way. And I feel like with the people that support us and the people that help us, the sponsors we've got, the sponsors we hope to get, I think that can get there, Steve. I really do.
Yep.
And just do the right thing. And if there's something happens or goes wrong, do your best to make it right for these fishermen, because they're what drive this. They're the people that drive this and make it happen. And all these people that showed up last year and helped work this tournament, the committee members, the volunteers that are not on the committee, they're the ones that made this happen. Not all I done was have a vision. It takes everybody else to make this happen. It's not a one-man show, folks. It takes an army of people, and that includes the participants, to do something like this. And it's truly rewarding at the end of the day to sit there and see everybody around that stage and those scales and watching that, and to be on that start boat last year and watch those 74 boats go by me.
Yeah.
Pretty special.
It is.
It's pretty special.
It is. It's an exciting time, folks. And I'm going to tell you right now, when it quits, I've sat out there and my foot be like NASCAR, I guess. I was sitting there just getting it.
Yes.
So anyway, when it quits doing that to me, I guess I'll quit fishing, and I hope it never does. But Travis, you have really explained. You've done a good job of representing the bass tournament and yourself and the organization you belong to, and I want to thank you a whole bunch for that. And I'm going to tell you this, folks. He and I talked about 3 months ago. I guess it might have been in February, and he had me in tears. And we don't have some. He's got some pictures of some kids he took. And we've had some miscues on the emails address, and it's that. But next week, I will show those pictures.
That'd be good.
Herschel will take care of it for me. He'll fix it. It's just my mistake, and I'm glad I got a good backup man, because he can take care of things for me. And we'll get those pictures, and we'll have them next week, and I'll show them on the screen, and that way. You can tell what this young man's heart's behind, and I just thank the Lord for him. That's all I can say. I bet you've got a phone call. Let's take it. Hello, caller.
What's the What's the entry fee on that tournament for the Children's Hospital?
Entry fee is $100, and $25 of each $100 entry fee will go directly to St. Jude's Hospital. The rest of the entry fee money will go towards the payout through the top 20 boats.
All right, thanks, sir.
Hey, thank you, Dave, for calling, man.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. See you. Good question. I don't know how we skipped that, but that's all right.
Yeah, we just probably haven't got to it yet.
Yeah. Well, we've done good.
Yeah, entry fee is $100 per boat. Obviously, that's a two-person per boat maximum.
Mm-hmm.
Must be at least one person 18 years of age or older on board the boat for operating purposes.
Yep.
$25 of each 100, like I said, like I told the caller there, will go to St. Jude's Hospital. The rest of that will go towards payout of the second through 20th based on 100 boat entry. If we have less than 100 boats, Steve, the payout will fluctuate a little, but not very much.
Yeah.
After the top 20 is paid, the rest of the money will start being profit and proceeds to St. Jude's Hospital, every bit of it.
Yeah. All right. We got another caller coming in here. Let me get him on the line here. Oh. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, Uncle Travis. Can't wait to help with your fishing tournament.
Hey, buddy. I can't wait to have you guys help out that morning. Steve, this is one of my nephews right here. It's Parker Brackett on the telephone from Kingston.
All right.
Them boys was there last year. They told their parents last year that they were not getting up and leaving the house at 4 o'clock that morning, or 3:30. I'm sorry, without them. Those young men were at that ramp at 4 o'clock in the morning with us last year, and were there all day long. And they're great kids. All of my nieces and nephews are, and thank them from the bottom of my heart for being there last year and helping.
Thank you. All right, Parker. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Uncle Travis.
All right.
All right.
Okay, good to hear from him. Okay, good to hear from him. Let me, couple of little things here right quick. We're running out of time. I got to make this announcement for sure. Yeah, the East Tennessee Sportsmen's Association, and that's something we could probably, I'm hoping Willie Word will take care of at your tournament. We won't put one of these applications on all the windshields for the fishermen down there, trying to get them signed up.
Absolutely.
Their meeting is going to be Tuesday night at Shoney's at 7 o'clock. Tuesday night at Shoney's here in Oak Ridge at 7 o'clock. And just come on in, and they're going to direct you back there to the back room or wherever we're meeting at. And we'd appreciate you showing up and being there. Try to get this thing kicked off. Hello, caller. Go ahead. Hello. Hello. They're not on there. Okay. Good deal. All right. They'll call back maybe. Right quick, too, folks, while we're catching our breath here, next week I've got Barry Bird and Brad Daugherty's going to be over here, be my guest next week. They're going to talk about boat safety, boater safety, and then the Kids Day, Free Fishing Day all over the state. And the kids thing is planned for down at Rome County Park, the way I understand it. They're going to give us some insight on that.
Great thing.
And the following week, I've got TWRA Bart Carter and Jim Nagy. They're going to be here about the walleye fishing on Norse. And then June the 3rd, I've got TWRA Region 4, Jason Langford is going to be down here telling us about the Kids Day thing going on up here at the hatchery in Clinton. So got a pretty good schedule, and I love it. Man, I'll tell you, I really do.
Busy slate.
Busy slate. Hello, caller.
Yeah, I just wondered what time the fishing tournament is next weekend.
Fishing tournament next Saturday, the 23rd, will be from Safe Flight. We will blast off immediately after Safe Flight, and we will start weighing in at 3 o'clock. First flight, which will consist of the first 40 boats, will weigh in at 3 o'clock. Second flight, 41 through 80, will be 3:20. 81 through 100 if needed, 340, and 101st boat on if needed will be 4 o'clock, 20-minute increments. We will have a check boat for that afternoon when you come in for weigh-in. You have to be by the 3 o'clock, 3:20, 3:40 time frame. We'll have some folks on the boat to check you in and make sure you're in at the check boat, but it will take off at safe flight. Now, we will have the invocation that morning and the national anthem performed before safe flight. Invocation will be performed by the pastor of Tennessee Baptist Chapel, Tennessee, Kenny Clinton, and he will give the invocation, and playing of the national anthem will follow immediately, but it will blast off at safe flight to 3 o'clock.
Awesome. And how do you register?
Pre-registration right now is at Bunch Marine in Midtown. You can go by there during their business hours, Monday through Saturday, and register there. Registration will be picked up there by myself next Friday afternoon on the 22nd at 4 o'clock. And I will have registration with me at the city park that afternoon until 9 o'clock that night as we set up and prepare for the next day. So you can go by Bunch Marine, or you can come to the city park Friday afternoon, and then also you can register the morning of. There is no late fee for registering the day of. It's still $100 entry fee.
Okay, all right. Well, I look forward to supporting it. And if I need any more info or anything, is there anybody I can call?
You can call myself, 865-776-6387, or you can go to Roane County Bass Tournament on Facebook, and you can find info there on our Facebook page.
Perfect.
And but either way you can find out about anything you need to know.
Awesome. All right. Well, we look forward to being there.
We look forward to having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Hello, caller.
Hey, I just wanted to say hi to Travis. Tell him he's doing a great job.
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that.
And want to let him know that this is Wendell Kelly, and me and Valerie's going to come help out this year. I'm not coming to eat, but I am going to come over and help out.
We look forward to having you guys. We appreciate you, these folks here on our committee, and Valerie, his lady there, she's on the JDRF committee, another committee from Rockwood that's coming up with a good thing, the juvenile diabetes research for a local person. But they're big supporters of both committees, and we really appreciate their help. Great people.
Man, sounds good. Herschel, how much time we got? 6.5 minutes. All right. Now, Travis has done an excellent job. Caller, are you still on there? You still listening? All right. I think I didn't mean for him to hang up, but let's see. Yeah. Thanks, caller, for calling in, and Travis has done a great job of representing his organization, and I'm proud to have him on the show, and I want to let him know I'm going to be doing some filming down there whenever this thing's over with, and I always like to kind of do that, and that gives me some film to show the viewers over here the following week, of what's going on, how things turned out, and this kind of thing, so I always carry my camera with me, and I may have to get him to wear one of them GoPros,
Uh-oh.
So, what? Oh, my helmet cam. I've got a bicycle helmet that I put my mini cam up on, so you ought to see me. I
may need to wear a helmet
it doesn't help my looks
the
anymore.
way I move around, I'm kind of dangerous, moving all over the place, trying to see everybody. I may need a helmet to be safe that day.
But anyway, those 3 or 4 announcements with my guests coming up in the next few weeks, folks, about what they're going to be talking about, and then naturally the meeting Tuesday night with the East Tennessee Sportsman's Association. There's no question about it. This thing is a heck of a cause, and I admire Travis for his ambition and what his vision is, his mission is, and that's to get where he wants to be. And you need to be the second biggest tournament in May, and I'm sure. your cause is as well as deserved as the girls and boys clubs of Tim Irwin, and he has done a heck of a job with that organization.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And
yes,
I've fished several of them myself. And I remember when Tim was going to school and was riding around with us, and he got dropped with my brother twice in bass tournaments, and I got dropped with his dad a time or two. So, yeah, we know of him, and he's done a great job, and we appreciate him for that. You gave good information about where to get signed up and all that kind of stuff. But I do want to make me a note about getting those pictures up next week on the screen. I'll get with Herschel and get those things worked out, and so people can see what their money's going for.
Yeah, Steve, I'd like to, if I've got a few seconds or
Go ahead.
a minute or two, I'd like to thank some sponsors. First off, Lemons Construction. I want to thank Bunch Marine. They've been a major player and sponsor with us for the last 2 years. I want to thank Texas Roadhouse. They jumped on board this year big time, and hopefully it stays strong with them in the future for us. Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union, this is their second-year sponsor. Ratchet's Bar and Grill in Rockwood, who provides our meal at the end of the day. Thank them for that. Kroger's is on board this year, sponsoring water and Gatorade for the competitors that afternoon, which is a plus. The Ken Joe Foundation, courtesy of Ken Joe Markets, a chain of stores based out of the Maryville area. The Bracey family, in memory of Mickey Bracey, that is a committee member of ours, his late brother. They have sponsored our Big Fish Smallmouth Prize. The Rhone Alliance, the chamber, they have sponsored our Big Fish Largemouth Prize, so thanks to all those people. Rhone Metals Group in Rockwood, we want to say a thanks to them people. City of Kingston Police, City of Kingston Parks and Recreation, Glenn's Auto Parts of Rockwood, WIVK, 518 Liquor and Wine, and a big thanks to a committee that I'm a part of.
Buddy?
Rhone County St. Jude Events Committee.
Sounds good.
The Hill family from Rockwood started this committee. It goes back a long time. Glenn and Peggy Hill started something years ago for St. Jude's Hospital. It went from dinner auctions that were big to different functions to motorcycle rides, and Greg Hill is commissioner of our committee, and Greg and his family and his brother Mike, Greg's wife Lisa, their kids, their mom Peggy, that family.
All right.
What they do is absolutely amazing.
Good deal.
And I want to say thanks to them for giving myself and people in our committee the chance to do what we do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes, sir. Folks, I want to say thank you to my sponsors for allowing me to put this fine gentleman on TV here in his worthy cause. So participate in it. I hadn't got to say much about my sponsors other than the fact I thank every daggum one of them. I can't support them enough.
Without those folks, we wouldn't be here, Steve.
That's exactly right.
It takes every one of them.
So remember the tournament. God bless you. See you next week.